Ever wonder what the best bottle is to pick up in each price range when you're starting out? Well, we're the Whiskey Sippers, and we're going to give you our opinions.
After this.
There you go. Okay, so we are using the OHLQ website to determine prices, and we're going to give you our opinions of the best value to get a bottle between each price range. We're going to start with the bottle that's under $20.
Yep.
So my pick, because I think a bottle that cheap is probably going to be a mixer. I picked my favorite mixer, Old Overholt 114, which is $19.99 here in Ohio.
Yep.
It's got a good proof, nice minty profile, and it really shines through if you're mixing it with like a cocktail or soda or something like that. So that's my pick for the under 20.
Got a good screw top, nice. I also have a screw top bottle, but mine is the Benchmark Bonded. We did a bottle comparison between this and the E.H. Taylor small batch. You can find that in our previous videos, but it's at least a 4-year product, 100 proof, Buffalo Trace Distillery, which is apparently one of the best distilleries according to all the taters out there. But
$19.99 in Ohio.
Yeah, and it's a solid pick and a solid pour at that price range. So that's why I went with my under 20 bottle right here.
Yeah, great bottle. For the $20 to $40 price range, I went closer to the $20. I mean, that was like a really hard one for me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bottles in that $20 to $40 range that I think are really good. But I kind of went back to one that, again, I feel I can drink neat, and it's actually what I'm drinking right now, and can also be used as a mixer.
Same.
And he's drinking it as well. The Old Forester 100. It's around $24.99, and it's just really hard to beat as that kind of like bottom to middle shelf bottle.
Yeah.
It's just got a great profile, works through in a mixer. You can drink it neat. It's hard to beat.
And 100 proof.
100 proof.
So. Well, I kind of went with the same route. I went with a more towards that like lower $20 range because I feel there's a good value with this bottle, and you've heard me talk about it before. But the Early Times Bottle in the Bond, $25-ish for a liter. So I mean, if it was a 750, it'd be around $20, give or take.
Yep.
But for that value and what you get, it's a solid pick, 4-year bottle in the Bond, and it's delicious. So that's why I went with the Early Times Bottle in the Bond.
Yeah, it's got that minimum 4 years, 100 proof, one distilling season.
Yep.
Same warehouse, so it's a good pick.
Yep.
All right, so next we move on to the $40 to $60 range, and now we're starting to really talk, right? I mean, as far as your shelfers go, this is where your real hitters are at.
Yeah.
And it's another one where I had a hard time choosing, but I went with one that I always come back to, and even if I stay away from a while and I come back, when I have, I said, this is so good, why don't I drink it more?
Yeah.
It is Wild Turkey Rare Breed. It's kind of like the granddaddy of value bottles, in my opinion. Barrel proof Wild Turkey, sweet and sour with a little bit of that dustiness. It's just at $49.99, I believe. We don't know how it's just really right there in the
right
top
in the money
of that
zone.
Yeah, it's
right in the slit.
Absolutely, it's absolute money. So that's my pick for that $40 to $60.
Awesome. Well, I went with a little pricier in that range, but still in that $55 range or so, $55.99 in Ohio. The Old Forester 1910. This bottle is solid. It is a toasted whiskey roast series. And anytime I do it in blinds, even with barrel proofs, I'm like, what the heck is this? It just always delivers, always finishes in the top of my blinds. And for under that $40 to $60 range, this is pretty good.
Yeah, best opener in the game.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I went with more of a barrel proof, but that is the best opener, in my opinion, out there on the market.
That's it. Solid.
All right, so next we move on. We start to get to a little bit more pricey range, right? We're going 60 to 80, and I went with my favorite day sipper, a Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. These never failed to deliver for me. They're fantastic at the $69.99 price mark here in Ohio. I can find them on the shelves. I don't got to hunt for them. So my first 4 I looked for shelfers, and this is definitely a shelfer here. And it's just so amazing and hard to beat at that price range. And, various proof points, I tend to go look for the ones 130 or above, but they're just absolute hitters.
Yeah, whenever I see them on the shelf, I'm like, what's the proof?
Yeah.
134 point whatever. I'm like, all right, I guess I need another one. All right. But yeah, solid pick. Let's see what I have here. So you can find these most of the time in that like $69, $79 range, depending on your store. But I went with the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is the C923. Obviously, we have a good dent in this one. But for the age and the nuance of that distillery being what it is, and this is a 13-year, 7-month, 133 proof bourbon. Now, obviously, this is one of the more sought after ones, but still, you have those like around 12-year barrel proof offerings from a legacy distiller, and you really can't go wrong, especially with some of those picks where it's if you know your local liquor store or whatnot, they might have the same palate you have or whatnot, but an overall solid pick for that price range.
Yeah, I've never had a bad ECBP. Yeah. There are some that are definitely better than the others, but consider they keep them consistently at the same price range. It's a great pickup, regardless if it's the C, the B, the A. They're all pretty good.
Or a store pick.
Or a store pick, yeah. All right, so now we're moving on to, we're getting to that territory of some people won't even buy. And for me, there's really no shelfers I can think of at these price ranges that I would get. So the bottles I get tend to be more the allocated kind, right? So now I'm going 80 to 100. For me, that pick is along the same lines as the last one. The Jack Daniel's 12-year at $99.99, right there at that $100 mark.
I think in Ohio it's like $89.95, something like that, if you can find it.
But it is amazing. I love the aged on the Jack Daniel's at 107 proof. It's right at that perfect proof point where it's not too low, but it's not too high. And with that age, it really gives that viscosity and just that creaminess that just really sets it apart, and it's one of my favorite pours.
Yeah, if you haven't tried this one, highly recommend it. There's the 10-year, there's the 12-year, kind of all in that same-ish range, but the 12-year I feel like has a little more proof and that oomph of that oakiness and age. So.
Yeah.
Well, my pick for that range of 80 to 100, I went with the Old Forester Single Barrel Barrel Proof. This is the one we got down in, I got down in Kentucky last month, but this one is a solid offering. It was $90, warehouse K, floor 7, 131.5 proof, solid pick. And I'm really glad I found it. And at that price point, I was happy to get that. And I've already put a nice little dent in there in a couple of weeks, but quite delicious.
Yeah, and I've got I think about 13, 14 bottles of the barrel proof. I've got all the different warehouses, and I absolutely love them. Some people complain they're too hot. And they are really hot when you first open them, but if you let them sit for like 3 weeks, there's a major change in those bottles. Yeah. So I would suggest if you don't have an Old Forester Barrel Proof, absolutely grab one if you're getting it at sub $100.
Yeah.
So for the last pick, we kind of did an extended range because now we're really getting up there.
Yeah.
So we just did a bottle that's 100 plus, what would the bottle you would grab would be? And for me, it's the bottle that won our heavy hitter blind. And I've put up against a number of really sought after bottles, and it keeps winning. That
Spoiler alert.
The William Heaven Hill 17-year. There is just something about this bottle and its palate that just really sets it apart for me. And I think it may be the best bottle I own. Even with the George T. Staggs and some of the others, this is the one that just, when I taste it, it's so different and so good that it elevates. It's just elevated. So to me, that's the bottle. If you're going to pay MSRP 100 to whatever, that's the one you get.
Yeah. Pretty good. Solid pick. Well, for me, I went with one of the ones that also did pretty well in our blind. However, I really enjoy Four Roses small batch limited editions. The small batch limited editions, they range from each year to year, but normally they have between 12, 14, 15, 16, 20, and last year's was 25 year old bourbon. I think they're great. They're usually around 107, 110 proof in that range. Not too hot, and they just drink very smooth. But yeah, I'm looking to get more of these. And MSRP, I think this year's gonna be $220, which is, they've been creeping up steadily. But before, when I was able to get this, it was $180. But without going into that BTAC, King of Kentucky price point range, I feel like in that 100 or a little over 100 range, this is like a solid offering. So that's why I went with the Four Roses.
Yeah. So there you go. Those are our picks for kind of each price range. If you're looking like, what should I get if I'm just starting out? Those are the bottles we recommend. And if you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, like, and comment below, and let us know what you think. So until next time,
the best bourbon or whiskey
is the one you like the most, and it's William Heaven Hill 17.
Yeah, or any of these offerings in that price point.
Thank you.
See you guys. Cheers.